listening to Reality Time on the Champion Sound, BigUpRadio.com. MC Typhoon and Selector Curious. We are blessed and honored to be sitting next to the messenger himself, Luciano. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak and talk with us right now.
Blessed, brother. Yes, MC Typhoon. Yeah, man. Give thanks, for the time that you've taken to come and talk with me. Bless you.
Starting off, you grew up in the parish of Manchester. It's a parish of Jamaica. Talk about your early musical experiences and what got you into music.
You were right, the parish of Manchester. Yeah. A little district they call Davidton. My father was an Adventist. He instilled in me certain principles of the Bible. I grew up in the church. My mother, a Sunday worshiper sometimes. She would go with my dad sometimes, but, from time to time she would go off to worship her own way. So I had two churches I had to attend, Sabbath church and Sunday church. So there's no way out for me. I only had to resort to what I knew best, which was the church or the Bible. I grew up singing songs, choruses and hymns. I learned to write my songs from singing choruses. And my harmonies I practice just by singing with my family. We'd have devotions like every morning, like the Sabbath morning we'd have devotions. I learned my harmonies by singing with my family. So it started out early for me. My father was a carpenter. He built the first guitar, which I became acquainted with as my first instrument I became acquainted with.
So leading up to your first big tune, Shake It Up Tonight, you worked with a host of different producers. What producer do you think had the biggest influence on yourself, establishing yourself as one of the greatest singers of this time?
Well, ever since I started, my first single was Ebony and Ivory, a rendition of Brother Stevie Wonder, Bob Marley's song I did for Aquarius Records. But ever since that day I met up with Sky High from Mama Production and did a couple songs for him, which he later released an album called Don't Get Crazy. I met with Mr. Freddie McGregor when I was at a New Name Studio. I did an album which went, Shake It Up Tonight, went number one for 8 weeks in the UK charts. Took off big for me, gave me my first international recognition. And then still shopping around to find a serious producer and a stable at which I could work out of. I met up with Mr. Philip Burrell, a.k.a. Fatis from Exterminator. That's when I believe my major hits started coming out, like One Way Ticket, Lord Give Me Strength, Neighborhood Watch, Poor and Simple, Chant Out, hits after hits. It's Me Again, JAH. I could name it, man. And then The Messenger, the album, we got a deal with Island Records. And then my debut album with Island was Weird Is Life, and then The Messenger. So internationally, Exterminator was really when I took off.
I want to talk about this. I talk about you a lot on my show as one of the greatest stage presences I have ever had the honor of seeing. A couple years back, 2002, you got on stage and you climbed at least 40 feet above the crowd. It was a magical moment, a moment that has been burned in my mind forever. Now, the question I want to ask you, since I have you sitting here next to me, well, was that planned, or was that just in the moment?
It was in the moment, because when I walk out and see the response and the vibes of the people, it just send me high, I'm telling you, I felt like I wanted to be on the highest point I could at the time and shout JAH. Because it's a thing I grew up doing, I used to go like to the heights of Blue Mountain Peak and shout out to JAH, Say, JAH, use me as a vessel. I always call out to JAH and said, I want it, because in the early years I knew I was a good singer, but I always ask, throw my thoughts and prayers to the heavens, asking JAH to grant unto me my wishes that I could become a great man, Yeah. I always do this thing. So when I see places where I see my fans, when I walk out and see the audience and giving me that kind of vibes, the electricity, the energy, everything just get high. I just want to get high. Real high.
Folks, this is Reality Time. We are sitting with Luciano. Your record release parties tonight out of Caribbean City, and you're out here in the Bay. How does the Bay Area receive you when you come out this way? How do you feel when you come out this direction and perform?
I must really say I'm very impressed. Even the Luciano live in San Francisco, it's out. It's a big one for me. I didn't know that I was working so hard that night until I saw the replay of the video and the vibes of the people. I'm telling you. And we really miss, what's the name of that hall? Is it Maritime Hall. We miss it, man. Yeah, that was a spot for me, man. So we're going to keep, I hope they have somewhere where we're going to turn up the heat in the Caribbean city tonight. And this is really just a pre-release party, but we're looking forward to come in April. Definitely, when the tour is embarked upon.
So for some of our audience who may not know about your newest release, talk about this album. What can the people expect from this latest release from you?
JAH is My Navigator is a perfect chapter to for the people to face in these troubled times. But there's a song for every occasion. For the situation in Jamaica, there's one called Sweet Jamaica. For those who have been holding firm to the faith, there's one called JAH. And right now we're celebrating the birthday of Brother Bob Marley and Black History Month. JAH is a perfect song to really give an honor for the gong. And we have songs like No Evil, which refers to the old situation when the music fraternity are these brothers using their talent to fight war and come against their own selves. This fighting in the music never used to be. I could, in the early years a man would throw words in a song, like a man says, you said it, I am a burning fire. Like those great men like the Morgan and those Peace Busters, and they would send their words in their song, but they would never be combating, like physically fighting one another. To me, this is it's really gone out of bounds now, and we really want to address these people, especially the singers and players of instrument. God look to us, and the people look to us as their mentors and their icons to do what we must do to help to encourage the younger generation in a positive way. And there's a song like Darkness tells of the old struggle of I and I, because ever since I've been in the music, brother, there's enough things I have to go through, but not everything I put on plastic, but some of these things really have held me back over the years, but nevertheless still keep pushing on. So this is why track 6 appeals to me so much. Never Give Up. That's one of my favorite on this album, and I really love it. We have done also justice and contribution, also recognition to the contribution of Brother Peter Tosh. I've done a combination with his son Andrew Tosh, because we were on tour for about 5 weeks in Europe, and we did the song on stage, and we saw the response of the audience. We decided to put it on record. There's another love song which is for the lovers, Paradise Last. I did with my previous backup vocalist, Empress Rachel Bradshaw. Very great song. I think this entire album is just right. And there's one that we've done to rise up the youths, which we want to appeal more so to the youth, because the youth will gone astray. And I think that majority of our children now are trying to follow what's happening. So whatever you tell them, they'll go with it if they'll move with the flow. So we want to just stay positive, keep the music clean, and keep it real. Reality. This is reality time.
Folks, we're sitting next to the messenger, Luciano. Go pick up the new album, JAH is My Navigator. It's in stores right now. This is an international show, Luciano. Before I let you go, I know you have a very busy schedule. Is there any message you want to give to the international radio community we got right now?
Well, the song title track, JAH is My Navigator. This is a time that we all need to allow JAH to be our real navigator, because there's a lot of GPS system coming out now with the vehicles and all that. But mankind just solely depend upon technology. We need the Almighty JAH with the spiritual essence and its true divine grace to lead us to happiness and peace. As we call for world peace, this is a time for African unity and world unity. JAH bless.
It's reality time.
You are watching Scratch TV channel on YouTube.com.